Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Dear students, welcome to the course Organic Farming. Over the last lectures, we have learned what are the different organic sources of the nutrients, what is the status, scope and potential of India for growing organically, what is the global market trend. So, in this lecture note, we will learn about the farming system. The farming system, it is the key of success of organic agriculture. So, if we see in the modern challenges of agriculture, due to the population pressure over the decades, we have gone for very high input use conventional agriculture. So, we are growing crops after crops, and for getting a very good quality of yield, we have applied lots of fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides. So, when we have see when the population is increasing, the per capita land availability is declining. It means we have to produce more food from same area of land or the less area of land. Decline in the factor productivity. Previously, suppose we are giving only 1 kilo urea and getting 40 kilo rice. So, nowadays for getting the extra 10 kilo or 20 kilo rice only, we have to give 1 or 2 kilo urea. So, the fertilizer use efficiency has been reduced drastically. Similarly, we have seen the decreasing the soil fertility status. Previously, we have used different type of manures, cow dung and different type of leguminous crops we are growing. But over the years, for profit maximization, we have grown only monocropping like rice followed by wheat. So, what happened? It only decreased the soil fertility and also the ground, depleting the groundwater table. If you see in the Punjab, Haryana, in the western UP, we are using too much water. We have lifting the water from the subsurface and giving as irrigation. So, over the years, the water table is declining rapidly, and also there is a problem of the salinization in the water and also the salinization of the soil. And if we see the climate change, nowadays there is climate change. Sometimes we are getting too much rain, sometimes we are getting very less rain. On a particular day, probably we are getting very high amount of high intensity rainfall, which causes lots of soil erosion, surface runoff and the flooding, and increasing the unemployment. And if you see in the COVID situation, our lots of people has come back to our villages. So, they are working in the cities, in the different companies, but due to this problem they are coming to the villages. But how we can best we can use them in the agriculture, maybe in the processing, in the value addition, so that not only they get a regular employment, but also what total productivity and profitability of the farming system can be enhanced. So, if we see what is farming system? Farming system is defined as a combination of farm enterprises. In the farm enterprises, there is different type of cropping. That may be cropping system. We can also go for the different type of livestock. We can grow for horticulture. We can go fishery, poultry. So, when we are combining different types of cropping along with the livestock component within a unit of farm, it is called farming system. So, it is called system because system mean each and every part of a system is very integrated to that system. In our human body, suppose we have 2 kidneys, 1 lungs, 1 heart, 2 lungs, 1 heart. So, everyone's role is very much specified. So, hearts doing some work and kidneys doing some work. Like in farming system, suppose we have a pond. So, basically the pond uses the rearing of the fish, and this pond water can be used for the irrigation of some other purposes. Similarly, we have the livestock. For livestock feed we need the fodder, and there are lots of crop residues there. Whatever the excreta or dung we are getting from the cow, that are using as a source of manure for the crops. See, these all are interconnected. So, when these are all interconnected and we are growing crop, livestock, poultry, fishery along together for the profit maximization and total the increasing the system productivity, it is called a farming system. So, there are different principles of the farming system. One is cyclic, it means it is a whole holistic approach. One input of one system can be used as the input of the others. One byproduct or waste product can also use as the input. So, there will be very less dependent on the market. Most of our farm input we can produce within the farm. So, there will be less cost, and second is the ecologically sustainable. If you are growing only monoculture, one crop, one crop, one crop, so probably not only is destroying the soil fertility but also the soil biodiversity. But in case of farming system, we are promote different type of crops, crop diversification along with the animal system. So it is ecologically sustainable. Environment we are not degrading. We try to maintain the environment, we try to maintain our soil so that our future population or future generation can also get a good amount of crop and healthy crop from the same unit of land. So a farm is a system, farming system has three things basically. One is the inputs, in between the process, the mechanism, and one is the output. If we see the input, there will be two type of inputs. One will be the physical inputs. So physical inputs is the things which we are using physically. It may be rain, it may be soil, it may be some organic manure, it may be seeds, it may be tillage implements. This is the physical inputs. While is the human inputs is the labor. A human is working, human is managing the farm, this is human units, and also the money, because for every investment you need some of money. Similarly, the process agriculture is a holistic process, and among the only different small processes there. Sometimes we are sowing the crop, when the crop has been sowing, lots of other plants also occur, we do not water them. So we need to, that is weeding. Similarly, harvesting, we are taking the yield or the economic product from the plant. So what is the output? We have proven different types of input, we have given the seeds, we have given water, we have given manure, ultimately we are getting the produce, suppose vegetable, we are getting fruits, we are getting rice, maize. So these all are the outputs. So this is a farming system process, is a holistic approach, it is a total farm based system where all these inputs has gone through the process of different processes, different of agricultural techniques, and finally we are interested in to get good quality and sufficient amount of outputs. So if we the integrated farming system, why the term integrated? Integrated is derived from the term because what are the enterprises or what are the components of the farming system should be interlinked with each other. Suppose I have a pond and I have just also put 20 ducks in this pond. So this pond, the duck excreta is directly going to the fish water. So we have not giving any extra food to the fishes. Feed can eat the excreta of the dung, and this dung or cow manure also help to generate of zooplankton and phytoplankton. So this is interlinked. Similarly, that water is used for irrigation of the vegetable waste and vegetable crops. And after taking the vegetable, lots of waste is there, rice straw is there, maize stalk is there, that we are not throwing. With the help of the cattle dow, we are preparing quality compost and also the vermicompost. So it's mean when in a farming system, all the different enterprises or the components are interlinked or integrated with each other, it is called integrated farming system. So it is a dynamic approach. Integrated farming system combines the modern tools, technology with the traditional practices. Traditionally, in our forefathers in the village levels, people are also having some livestock. They are also maintaining some duck, maybe poultry, maybe piggery. But in our modern science, in the modern organic integrated farming system, how best we can use this traditional knowledge of the forefathers and we can amalgam with our modern scientific technology. We have to work out how much energy is needed, we have to work out in this farming system how much nutrient is needed to make the system a very good, and how much nutrient we can generate within the system, so that we have to very less dependent on the external input, so that if we can generate maximum of the input within our farm, our farming system will be very much sustainable. So what is the different objectives of the IFS? IFS means integrated farming system. First is the efficient recycling of the different wastes. Just I have already told, we are making compost, we are also using the vermicompost. Same vermicompost are we using for the crop, and we also get the irrigation water, and this water is also can be used irrigation, and this crop different type of livestock excreta, manure we are also applying in the fish pond. So this is the efficient recycling. Second is the minimization of the nutrient losses, and if you see, we can go different type of cropping system. In farming system, we are not promoting only one crop, we are promoting different type of crops. Maybe some crops may be cereal, some may be legumes. So, legume has the capacities of nitrogen fixation by their roots with the help of rhizobium bacteria. So, always we try to promote some type of croppings, maybe intercropping or maybe in cropping sequence, so that our soil fertility build up will be happen. Similarly, crop rotation, we should not grow same crop over an year. Suppose we know ginger and turmeric, they are very nutrient exhaustive crop. If you are growing 2 or 3 years in the same land, our soil will be deprived of so much nutrients. So, always we try to promote this type of crop with different crop rotation with some legume. This year you go for gingeric, next year it is better to grow for soybean. If this year go for maize, next year it is better to go for the groundnut. So, this is the crop rotation. Similarly, the main object is the maximum profit with minimum expenditure, because I am telling for the cow dung, suppose if we do organic farming and every time we have to purchase the compost or the vermicompost from the outside, we do not know the quality, and also we have to give very huge price to the external factors. But if we can generate our manure or the vermicompost within our farm, so definitely our profit will be more, because profit is simply gross return minus the cost of cultivation is calculated as the net return. So, if the cost of cultivation is reduced, then only our profit will be maximization. So, there are different goals of the integrated farming system. First is the maximization of yield. Similarly, the rejuvenation of the system productivity and agroecology. So, in the farming system, we are also promoting the health of the soil, health of the ecosystem, health of the environment. When the health of the food, when the food quality will good, our human health automatically good. Also build that insect pest through natural cropping system management. We cannot use pesticide, inorganic fertilizer. So, we have to be bound or depend on the natural pesticide, maybe biological pest control, different type of biofertilizers, and how much we can use as a scientific process with the different type of combination. After that, our success of any farming system or organic farming depends. And also we are using the reduce of the chemicals. So, this chemical will be reduced, pesticide will be less, and there will be very less chance of any pesticide residue in our food. So, this is the different advantage of integrated farming system. First is the productivity is enhanced, because we are getting different type of crops, different type of livestock. Second is the profitability, because our cost is minimized. We have not to purchase from the outside. Then the sustainability is very important factor. We are taking same crop over the years and without giving any taking care of the soil. After some year, our yield may be low. So, that system is not sustainable. Sustainable means we are getting enough produce for today and also for the future without disturbing the soil and without disturbing the environment. When we are getting the balanced food, a balanced food, a farmer from a farming system, he gets cereals, he gets his dal or pulses, he gets his oil seeds, he gets his vegetable, fruits, meat, milk, and all the fiber and fodder for his crop. So, always he is getting balanced food, and also the money and employment throughout the year. Suppose we are growing only in case of tomato, in the tomato harvesting season we are getting a good amount of money. If there is some hailstorm or maybe too much flood, my all tomato will be gone. So, farmers will be in huge loss. But in case of farming system, there are 10, 15, 20 different type of enterprises. So, some may be giving income in the January, some vegetable may be giving in the month of March, some livestock can be good amount in the month of April. So, throughout the year a farmer gets some income, and also he is get employment. He have not to go outside anyone house for working or in the cities. So, if he is busy and get employment within his home farm, and we have seen the significance of this farming system in the era of COVID, when lots of people has lost their job, but the farmers who has a very good farming system in their field, they got year round employment. And also we have the definitely the standard of living, when you are getting good balanced food and you are getting extra some money by selling your extra product in the market, definitely the living standard of the farming community will be enhanced. And this is the goal of our present government. Our present government is emphasizing to the doubling of farming income by 2022, and integrated farming system is a principal component of our government scheme for promotion of doubling of farmers' income. This is the different, I am just small picture I have given, different component of integrated farming system. There is the field crops, it may be rice, maybe wheat, maybe maize, maybe pulses. This is the vegetable, also the fruit cultivation is there. There's maybe poultry bird. You can also putting your duckery within in fishery unit. This is the aquaculture or fish culture, and there are some secondary agriculture. Suppose nowadays honey bee is very much popular. This honey Honey is more than 600, 780 rupees kilo for the organic honey. There is very much demand. Similarly, there is a very much demand on the mushroom production. So, in a farming system when lots of these plantation trees available and flowers are available, the honeybee also produce good quality of honey. So, we can also initiate some process to keep 1, 2, 3 honey box. Similarly, different type of organic waste like rice straw. If there is no use of the rice straw, the same rice straw we can use for the secondary agriculture as mushroom cultivation. Similarly, whatever the cow dung is available, we can use in the biogas plant and also the sericulture. The biogas plant that also give the energy for lighting, they get also for the energy for the cooking, and the biogas slurry, whatever the excreta is coming outside, we can use as a fertilizer for our farm. So, this is the different type of integrated farming system, different elements. We have also promote the biopesticide, different neem based pesticide, different biofertilizer, maybe some azotobacter, maybe some rhizobium, that may be some different phosphorus solubilism bacteria. I have already discussed in my earlier classes what is the different type of biofertilizer is available, and also the compost making, green manuring and rainwater harvesting, because nowadays in the climate scenario rainwater harvesting is very much important, because every time rainfall is changing. Sometimes you are getting too much rain, sometimes we are not getting less rain, and every time our groundwater table is depleting in an alarming stage. So, in this condition we have to conserve our water within the field, within maybe a water harvesting structure or in situ water harvesting within the farm itself. So, that is our total water productivity, and this is the also our new government's policy, more crop per drop. So, different type of integrated farming system developed over the years: agriculture with livestock with poultry, horticulture crop with fish culture, pig cum fish culture, agriculture plus silvipastoral crop, poultry plus fish culture. So, we cannot recommend one IFS system for whole India, where people has more preference for the livestock like cattle, they are maybe different. Where the people in the northeast condition, they prefer mostly pig, pork, so that pig based farming should be promoted. Farming systems in hill also differ from the valley land. In valley land water availability is more, so fish based or pond based farming system is most popular, while in case of very high hill, agri-silviculture or silvopastoral system or any tree based plantation is more beneficial. So, agri-silviculture, just I want, it is a production system, it is term of two words, agriculture and silviculture. So, we are growing silviculture, that is the forest plant for wood or multi-purpose trees, and the below side you see we are growing different type of agricultural crop, mostly the crops which can tolerate the shade. Here you can grow ginger, you can turmeric. Similarly, silvopastoral system, here our main emphasis is the tree plantation, that is the multi-purpose tree or different type of tree, along with the pastoral system. Pastoral means different type of grasses, that may be fodder trees, may be fodder plants, may be annual fodder or perennial fodder, so that your animal livestock can graze there, your goat can graze there. Similarly, if you see, we have worked out the what is the requirement of 5 family member in according to the Indian Council of Medical Research recommendation, and we have worked out different type of what is the for a particular 4-person family, 2 elders and 2 child, how much rice is needed, how much pulses is needed, oil, vegetables, sugar, and we have worked out some figures. And in our farming system, we are very happy that majority of the human requirement, that is basic need of food, is supplied by the farming system. And if you see, this is the different micro water shed based farming system model we have developed in the northeastern part of India, in Meghalaya, in other point, and there are different components. While in the dairy based farming system, we have the dairy, while in case of agro-pastoral system, we have different type of enterprises like vertical cropping, spice crop. Similarly, silvi-horticultural system, we have the horticultural crops, tree species and bamboo. So, a farmers have to choose which type of farming system model will be best in his farm. You cannot tell all the farming system will be available for all the area. You have to, what is his resources, what is the agroclimatic condition, what is the altitude, what is the rainfall, what is the temperature, what is the social acceptability, what is the need and the consumer preference. These all factors determine which component we have to use in the farming system. But all the farming system components should be carefully chosen, otherwise there will be problem. If a system if a enterprise I have chosen in my farming system which is not integrated with the other, then definitely it will be not used. Similarly, suppose in the eastern part of India where too much rain, we cannot use camel in our farming system. Similarly, in case of Rajasthan, when there is no water in this condition, we cannot use our pond based fish culture. So we have to be very much particular for the choosing the enterprises in a farming system. So this is the dairy based farming system. We have done some model how much a farmer is getting yield, and if we see he is getting yield about 1,38,000. Generally, if he is growing only one crop, he is getting only 40,000, 50,000. But if he is getting farming system and lots of livestock and other things, he is enhanced his income. Similarly, in case silvopastoral system, you are also getting 89,000 per hectare. Otherwise, in this normal jungles area and some multi-purpose tree, hardly farmers are getting any yield. This is the one schematic diagram of the dairy based farming system. This is the for hill area, this is for the plain area. If you see in the top, we have done the natural forest. After that, we have done some unit grasses so that our soil loss will be less. After that, one is cow shed. We are growing, when cow is there, so we have to give them the food. For that, we are growing maize. This maize they are using as a fodder, this maize also is a feed, and the different type of ficus tree species we are also growing, because these tree species also can provide some type of fodder to the rice, while in case of plain area our system will be different. So you have to carefully choose how the different enterprises will interact in your farming system model. This is another system, this is agropastoral system. You see this is the picture, this is our jungles, natural jungles, so we have not disturbed that. After that, we have grown some horticultural crops. After that, we have grown maize. After that, one dairy shed is there where we are maintaining the cow, and this is the maize crop, so that we can give feed to the plants. So whether any system when you are promoting, you have to think, if you have the livestock, you have to provide feed within your own farm. If you purchase from the every side market, it will be too much costly. Similarly, in case of silvipastoral, our horticulture is the main focus. So the horticulture, you can go for papaya, and the inner side you can go for pineapple. This pineapple has a very high value and is very sweetest quality of India you are getting from the northeast. Similarly, papaya, you can go for mandarin, you can grow for guava, peach, or any other type of horticultural crops. So according to your need and market demand, you have to carefully choose your enterprises. And if you see how the bioresource flow, there is lots of things, bioresource flow nowadays also come, the energy flow. So how when you are working in a closed system, how the one input or one output or the waste product is used is the input for the others. Suppose this is a agropastoral model in a hilly slopes. We have cow, so the cow has the excreta, and that excreta is used as the compost. So this is the byproduct or waste product of the cow. This compost we are using as a fertilizer for growing different type of crops. Similarly, we have different type of crops, maize, cereals, oil seeds, and whatever the leftover part we are using as the food for the cow. So we are not purchasing this fodder from the outside of the market. Within our own farm, we are generating the fodder and we are feeding our livestock. Whatever the livestock extra excreta we are using is a manure. Similarly, different type of nutrition we are giving. So this is one type of bioresource flow. So whenever we do farming system model, we have to keep in our mind how would be our different inputs or waste product, how should be interlinked with each other, so our profit will be more and cost will be less. Similarly, this is another system, agro-pastoral based system, and if you see, always we try to promote natural forest in the hilltop, so that there will be very less soil erosion and water runoff. After that, you see we have gone deeper, cropping intensity we are not increasing. In the hilltop, it is very tough to take 2 or 3 crops. So we are also promoting only one crop. This is the 100% cropping intensity. And which type of crop? We are growing turmeric, ginger, this type of crop. After that, if you see, we are made the cow shed. And when you are making cow shed, you have cattle, you have to make the compost pit. So you cannot make the compost pit here or here, because you have to make the compost pit near about your field, so that you can use all the manure in the compost, and whatever the compost is available, now you can grow for different type of activities, so that you can increase, you have the 300 cropping intensity. First we are taking maize, after that we are growing green gram, after that we are growing toria, and one system must should be legume, so that your system balance will be there, your fertility will be built up. So, by this way we can make different type of agro farming system models. See, this is the bioresource flow in the agri horti silvipastoral system. This is also our model, this is our forestry, and if you see we are making, we have the piggery here. So, some people may livestock cattle, some farmer may prefer pig. So, what is the excreta or dung is coming from the pigger, we are making the compost. These excreta we are giving nutrient to different type of crops, and similarly we are getting different type of vegetables, we are getting different type of fruits. So, a farmer is getting most of his everyday's need within his farm, and whatever the extra product is there he can use in the market for selling. So, this type, only one thing I want to emphasize in a farming system model, all the components should be integrated with each other. Byproduct or waste product of one enterprises or component should be used as a input for the others, so that the total system balance is maintained. You have to less depend on the external input, your system productivity will be more, profit will be maximum, and cost will be less. So, this is also different type of models how we have done in different areas, and I have analyzed some data, and we have seen how the different they are interlinked. For the livestock you can maintain different types of either livestock, either cattle, you can go for goat, you can go for pig, you can go for poultry. So, there are different type of livestock, but whenever the livestock is there you have to make the fodder, and by the help of the excreta you can grow different type of vegetable crops. Similarly, you can use this excreta in pond, this cow dung you can apply in the fish pond. So, you have not to apply other foods. Similarly, these have capacity to give the irrigation, and also this all residue is working as a composting or vermicomposting. In my previous class I have also told vermicompost, when you using the compost with the help of earthworm. Again this residue or whatever the composting materials we are giving applying as a manure, as a residue we are eating, they are also feed for the animals. So, all the system are connected, and our center point is the farm family. Every farming system model, our farm household is the center point. So, how we can manage to meet the different type of needs of the farm household within this farming system? He is getting egg, he is getting milk, he is getting meat, he is the labor, he is the labor force, he is also getting food grain, vegetable, fruits. So, in a farming system most of his daily needs he is getting within his farm. Now, I am coming intensive integrated farming system. So, now previously I am telling integrated farming system, that is IFS. Now, I am telling the integrated intensive integrated farming system, IIFS. One of the basic things I want to highlight, when you make your mainly our integrated farming system is developed for sustainability, for environmental protection, for giving food, fuel, fiber to the farmers, and also some yield level is good. So, in our farming system our profit or yield only is not the factor. We have to think lots of other things. A farmer getting quality food, he got fuel from the market, he get fiber, he get fodder, he get fodder wood, and also lots of things he get from in farming system. Profit maximization is not the important, but in case of intensive integrated farming system, we will carefully choose our components in such a way so that our profit will be high. Previously I am taking 1 crop or 2 crop, now we will grow 3 crops per year. We will grow more emphasis for the growth of vegetables, we have given more emphasis for the growth of the fruits, because these have a very high market demand. So, we have to always promote livestock along with high value crops and 2 or 3 crops per year for the intensive. So, that we have to see in IFS system only 1 hectare area we are getting a net return of 1,66,000 per hectare. So, if we manage well in our farming system, our different enterprises with mainly thrust for livestock and also high value crops, we can enhance our income in our farming system, and when this IFS system our intensity, our intensification is high, we call this IFS system. And this model we have seen very much energy productive. energy use efficiency is very high, so that with less energy or less input we can produce more and more crop, our profit will be high, and but we have to maintain our system should be sustainable, we should not destroy the quality of the environment, quality of the soil and quality of the ecosystem. In our earlier slides I have shown different type of bioresource flow of the IFS model integrated farming system model. So, in case of our intensive integrated farming system, I already told our not only our sustainability or our environmental suitability or balanced food or providing all the basic need of the farmers and employment is our objective. Our also objective is the profit maximization. So, for this integrated type of intensive farming system, we are using different type of livestock, not only cattle or pig or fish. So, we can take 3 or 4 type of livestock. Suppose if we see in our intensive farming system for the profit maximization, we have used the cattle is here, we have also used generally there grassland is there. So, there is a goat and there is a high market demand for the goat meat. We have also has some piggery in our system, and also we have the system of our this is the poultry. So, because every time there is a very much important thing, livestock always fetch higher price is compared to the crops or other things. So, whenever every farming household you will get some goats, some maybe ducks, some maybe poultry. So, these always fetch a insurance type of thing for a farmers. When there is some calamities or maybe some health issue of a farmers, or maybe they need for some money for some emergency purposes, they used to sell these livestock. So, these are always a source of our farming system model. We should integrate in such a way so that there should not be any wastage or leaking of our resources. So, if you see this is our one farm pond. So, in our farm pond we are using different type of venues. So, this poultry we have not raised other ways. We make a small house here and we raise this poultry house. So, what is the dropping of this poultry is directly coming to the pond. So, the fish get food. Similarly, lots of our residue is there. This is your sleeve, this is the cauliflower leaves. So, that is not using by for our consumption. We can use as a feed for our livestock, otherwise we can make a quality manure. So, by this system we are also making different type of composting. We can make very good successive models, and these models are also climate resilient model. They are, why I am telling climate resilient? There may be too much rainfall and there may be crop failure for a certain crop. There may not be any rain for 15 or 20 days, but if we have the water we can irrigate. If there is one loss in one component, we get some assured income for the other component, especially from the livestock. I will see this slide I have made how a standard farming system model provide distribution of the net return he is getting throughout the month. A farmer is getting rice, he will get only month is income in the month of December, January, November. If he is just taking wheat, when he sell in the market he is getting income only in the month of April, May. But in case of a farming system, there are lots of enterprises is there. Milk you can sell every day, you can meat, you can sell egg every day. So, with a monthly distribution, if you see in our model, there are income a farmer is getting for all the month, from May, from July, from October, for December. The amount may be vary. In some month he gets some higher income, in some months he can get or she can get some lower income, but he will get some income in every month or every quarter of the year, and that is very much needed for a farming family, because their savings are very much low, they are only the day bread earner. So, there is very much need to get some income from his farm apart from getting the food. Similarly, you see whenever there is a pond, if you see lots of pond is there in India, but in the most of the cases productivity is very low, they are not managed well, we are not doing scientific pisciculture or fish production, and most of the cases our pond dike is remain unutilized. But in our farming system model, we should also promote the use of the pond dikes. Suppose this is the pond, and if you see this is the pond dike, we are growing cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli in one of the pond dike side. So, farmers is getting very much yield, very much income, and there is no problem of giving irrigation because water is very nearby. So, always try to promote. Similarly, if you see this is the pond area we are growing and a farmer is giving water to the vegetables using a small rose can. So, this is very easy. You have not to take any machinery, he don't need any diesel, he directly taking the water from the pond and giving to the vegetables. And not only the one layer, we are also promoting growing in two layer. You see, this is the pond area, one area you can grow for the vegetable and you can make bamboo machan. This is very locally made available bamboo, you have not to purchase from outside, and after that you can grow different type of just cucurbiceous plants like bottle gourd and pumpkin, and you will see beautiful bottle gourd are hanging from this macha near over the pond, and this is very good, they can fetch price in the market, and whenever your organic certification will be there, you will get some premier price. So, your yield will be enhanced and you will get a better return for your family. Similarly, the vertical cropping system. Previously, we are taking only one crop in a particular land. Vertical system just like our multi-story cropping, just one floor house, two floor house, three floor house. Similarly, this is multi-story cropping. If you see this picture, I want to show we are growing bottle gourd. Where we are growing bottle gourd? In bamboo machan, and in the lower side we are growing turmeric. So, in the same area alone, because in nowadays our area is too much less. So, within the same land we can go two crops, and these crops are shade tolerant. So, if the sunlight is less, there is no problem, but there should be science. You should not take any crop which need too much sunlight, you cannot grow in the downside. So, you have to take that type of crops which are shade tolerant and need less light. Similarly, different type of model we have developed, we have grown bottle gourd, we have grown pumpkin, that is squash, ridge gourd under the vertical cropping system, and this all the farming system model has been developed in different Indian Council of Agriculture research firm, and they can just any type of demonstration. We are also going to different type of farmers and students how to maximization your profit. If you see, not only the we generally if you go to the farming side or in the village side, everywhere there you will see compost pit, either for the animal excreta or cow dung or pig manure. But when the temperature is hot and there is direct sunlight, most of this nutrient, mainly the nitrogen, is being lost from the compost. So, what we have done, above the compost pit, we have made some bamboo machan, and we have done some different type of cucurbiceous plots like pumpkin. So, first benefit is this area is utilized, we are getting some additional income in the form of pumpkin, in the form of bottle gourd. And what is the other benefit we are getting? You are seeing light will be less, there will be shading, so temperature will be less. When temperature will be less, so definitely what we will get, our whatever the nutrient present in our this composting tank or in the manure, that will not easily lost into the environment. So, our quality of the manure will be assured, and this is very much needed in case of organic farming, because there you cannot apply inorganic fertilizer like urea or DAP. So, your quantity and quality of manure has a paramount importance for a successful organic farming, and these are not very tough technology, these are very easy to adapt, and very low infrastructure is needed, low cost is also needed. So, they are very much adopted by the farmers. We have also done the different type of livelihood assessment in a farming system model, how to do. And if we see whatever the different type of needed for a particular farm family, how kilo is rice, how much meal it gets. So, and if we see in our livelihood assessment, if a small family, 2 elder and 2 his or just 1 or 2 child, he need about 76,000 rupees. This may be very less amount, I have just estimated 3-4 years back. So, for his survival only for the food, not I am not telling for the other purpose, not for cloth, not for your grocery other things, and not for your medical emergency. But if you maintain a good quality just 1 hectare integrated farming system model, so you can produce, you can get your net return is 1,45,000 hectare. So, you are not only supplying this amount so that he can get a rice, pulse, meat, vegetable, fruits within in the farming system, he got some additional income also which he can use for clothing or his son education or medical purpose. The farming system is different for different location. The farming system which I have already elaborated earlier is maybe for the rainfed where the rainfall is too much high, but in case of dry land where the rainfall is very less, maybe 500 or 600 millimeter, that type of model may not be suitable. So, their crops will be changed, livestock will be changed. So, you have to take proper care. There you cannot grow the pond type of culture or fisheries. So, you see here different type of crops. The one is the pigeon pea is coming. Similarly, you can goat because lots of just your pasture land will available. And if you see, if you do the cropping alone, only crop, is not any livestock intervention, not farming system mode. What will be his productivity? He is getting only 1270 kilo, probably for your rice, maybe for maize. But in case of farming system, when you are taking along with crop, with goat, with buffalo, your farm pond, your fishery, with agroforestry, the total productivity is increased. And you see net return is 1000, here net return is 21,000. So, there is a enormous change in the total system productivity as well as the net return of the farmer. So, that a farmer can get a very good income within his own farm. Beside, he is also getting lots of protein because he is getting a balanced diet. He is getting some milk from buffalo, he is getting meat from the goat, he is getting maybe some fish from the farm pond. So, not only it gives some extra yield and income, his food and nutritional security of the farm family is also restored. And he has lots of residue available within his system which can use as a manure. So, he have not to dependent from the market to purchase different type of compost or the vermicompost. Similarly, another different type of model, that is a crop livestock silvipastoral model, and where is crop, it is a very dryland type of thing. So, you cannot grow Elnas crop or other pine trees. Here acacia, acacia is a very prominent tree, but this acacia the leaves can be used as a fodder for your goat. Similarly, you can grow different type of fodder grasses. When you have livestock, whatever the different grasses, Cenchrus setigerus, Tylocenthus hemata and other forests. And you can also go for sheep and buffalo. Here, because these sheep and buffalo, they are very grazing animals and they can adopt the drought condition better as compared to the other crops. So, you have to carefully choose your enterprises, either the crop enterprises, tree enterprises, horticulture enterprises or the livestock enterprises, so that your total system productivity will be enhanced, net return will be enhanced and also you will be getting energy efficiency more. Now, I am just copying one beautiful model of integrated organic farming system model. Our government is promoting organic farming in the northeastern part of India and other parts. Nowadays, we have only 2.2 million hectare, but in our target by 2025, we have to go for minimum 6 million hectare. So, there is a chance, there is a pressure from our side to certify more area of organic without reducing the yield. In this condition, integrated organic farming system is a wonderful technology where we can enhance the productivity of our organic farming. There is a problem in organic farming which we are promote quality manure in the sufficient quantity. But in case of integrated organic farming system, we try to maximization our input or our compost preparation within our farm, so that our system will be sustainable. If you see, I will show whatever the different model we have made, just one small farmer, small and marginal farmer, 1 acre of land, we are growing cereal crops, he will grow rice and maize. There is also need of pulses, vegetables, so we have made a organic kitchen garden. And throughout the years, we are growing different type of vegetables, lots of vegetables we are growing with the help of water. We have a one dairy unit, one milk cow, one cow, and recently you can also introduce duckery. You can put 20-30 ducks so that you can get egg and you sell in the market. Similarly, you have fruit trees, you have fishery unit, you have the vermicompost unit and fodder. Whenever you try to maintain a cattle, you have to maintain the fodder, because probably you can get some grasses in the month of May, June, July, August when there is too much rain. But in the lean season, in the month of January, February, March, April, the fodder availability within farm is very less. So, you have to plant some fodder trees as well as the fodder grasses to maintain your livestock. And if you see, this is the ecological pathway of the integrated organic farming system model. If you see, our main center is the farm family, particularly we have taken just 2 elder and 2 childs, and what you need the livestock, and from the livestock we are applying, making the composting. So, lots of farmers are nowadays visiting this vermicomposting technology, how to make a systematically vermicompost for their farm, and this cow dung slurry is directly going to the pond water. So, in this condition, we are not applying any feed to the fish. Whatever the washing is coming, that is sufficient for these fishes. So, these are also generating lots of zooplankton, and phytoplankton, which is used as a feed by the fish. The pond dike is used for the raising crops. There is a bamboo machan. You can grow different type of crops here. This pond water is a irrigation for growing the different type of vegetable crops. So by this way, all these our enterprises are interlinked and interconnected with each other. Risks will be less, profit will be more, your market dependence will be less, your system will be sustainable. And this is the different picture. If you see, this is the crops, there are vegetables is there, we are growing different type of compost, we are growing pisciculture, we are growing cattle. So all of the units, different components come in a holistic approach in the same place, so that our system will be better as compared to the monocropping or single cropping. We have also analyzed the economics of one model. Model is very 0.4 hectare. So we are getting different type of yield. We are getting 49,000 from the crop, we are getting 17,000 from the dairy, from fishery 11,000, and if you see, our total income is 73,000. It is from 0.4 hectare area. Income is for 73,000 hectare. But if we calculate this farm on 1 hectare basis, the income is 1,85,000. So this is a good amount. 1,85,000 mean more than 15,000 per month. This is a good amount for a very poor family living in a very small villages or in remote places. Apart from that, he is getting, we will see the getting is income of 509 per day. So 500 rupees he is getting income. So he have not to go in other house for some contractual work or in the some search of the cities for his daily bread earning. This is very much important. When you make any farming system model, we have to know how much nutrient is needed to sustain the model, because when you are growing crops, they need nutrient, they need nitrogen, they need phosphorus, they need potassium. But from where you will get? Every time you cannot purchase these organic manures from the outside, then your income will be less. So in our farming system model, we have seen 94% of the total nitrogen, 81% of the phosphorus and 98% of the potassium we are getting from our system. It's mean only 4% of nitrogen we needed from the outside. So you maybe purchase some amount of FYM or vermicompost, some amount of rock phosphate for phosphorus, and majority only 1.8% potassium is needed. With the efficient utilization of another livestock, maybe more type of incorporation of legume by the pond shield, we should try to go for near 100% of the nutrient made, so that our system should be 100% sustainable. We have not to depend on the external outputs, so that our profit will be made and the system will be as such, and it will generate more and more yield for future. Whatever the technology we have got in our research farm, we have demonstrated in farmers field, so that farmers can easily adopt that. And the different this integrated organic farming system, whatever the technology we have generated over the years, our different institutes and SAOs, that should be demonstrated in farmers field. So different, and always we should promote in the cluster approach. Organic farming should not be promoted in isolation. Suppose in a village we have gone, 3 farmers is doing organic in his field, and the nearby area other 50 farmers is doing inorganic. So when they apply any insecticide, all the insect will fly from their field to the organic field, and you cannot manage in your field. But if the whole village can be converted to organic, you have seen the scenario, that is called cluster approach. All the farmers are doing organically, no one is applying pesticide. So there is no chance of contamination, there is no chance of certification, farmers get easily certification. So because everyone will believe on them. By this cluster approach we have promoted in different areas. One such model in Meghalaya in hill we have adopted in Minsan village. After that, this is the Minsan village, and after that another village also came in the picture, and they are very much happy by seeing the progress. They also want to do organic farming, and we have promoting organic farming in their farm in a scientific process. But in the hills sometimes water is a very much problem. Although in the northeastern parts we are getting rain enough from the month of April to the month of October, but the November, December, January, February virtually not a single drop of water. But you cannot store water in the soil, because water infiltration rate is too high. So water we cannot store in the farm pot in the hills. So what is the technology is the you can keep water with the help of silpoline seed, that is plastic seed. You see, this is plastic and water. By this you can promote up to 30,000 and 50,000 liter of water, and along these borders you can grow different type of crops in the winter season: cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, carrot, corianders and others. And if you see, we have using one bamboo machan. One farmer is very innovative. He made bamboo machan over his farm and he grow lots of other crops like pumpkin and bottle gourd. So he gets some additional income, and also the sunlight is not coming directly to the water. So the soil water evaporative loss will be less. So that it get more and more water, the water will be stored for longer period, which you can grow for another crops. Similarly, if your this plastic pond is near about your house, you can make small bamboo or pipe based structure in roof water harvesting. There may be a single rain in the month of November, you get this water and this water is directly coming to the pond. This is your silpoline tank. So what happened, there may be very less rain, you are not getting enough water to fill, but if you roof water harvesting done in your roof, so this you can store the water loss will be less. So different type of, we have more than 15 numbers of Jalkunds, different farming community we have distributed in a particular villages. So this type of farming system model, location specific integrated organic farming system model should be promoted, and different state governments also adopting this technology nowadays for enhancing the farmers' income and also the total productivity. Because if you cannot go for farming system approach and you can go for only one crop approach, then probably you will not be able to double your income. Composting is also very much important, and composting technology, different type of technology development. There is some in Bangalore process, some Coimbatore process. So whenever we try to promote composting in a farmer's field, we are also promoting different vermicomposting technology with the help of earthworm. With the vermicomposting, I have already told, it not only enhance the quantity of your total manure production, but also the quality of the, for a particular tree crop or particular fruit crop, if you need 2 or 3 kilo FYM or cow dung, in case of vermicompost 1 kilo is sufficient. So quality is assured, and different type of community vermicompost unit we can make, where all the farmers are making in a particular place. Otherwise, for a small farmer, you can use small plastic sheet. This is very less, only 2,000 to 3,000 rupees of cost. And if you see a farmer, he is making very beautiful quality of the vermicompost in his own farm. And this vermicompost is a very high market demand in any of the cities you go, more than 30 rupees, 40 rupees kilo, because nowadays people prefer to grow different type of vegetables, mainly flowers, in their balcony, in their flats. So there is lots of demand of this quality vermicompost, and if it is organically vermicompost, you can get better price, you can sell your product with the tag, certification tag, so that you will get some higher premium price in market. This is one type, different type of integrated farming system model we have developed in farmers field of Meghalaya. You can see this is our main silpoline based, this is the water. This water is with paramount importance to use in the month of November, December, January and February. We are growing different type of crops, and along the crops we have to always promote the conservation agricultural practices. This is the maize stalk. Generally farmers used to throw this maize stalk outside his farm, but this also take nutrients from the soil. So when you are giving back this maize stalk to this field, so definitely there is enhancement of the soil fertility. It is also conserving water, so that in the winter month there is no rain, the field can sustain the crop. Otherwise, if there is no moisture conservation measures like mulching, after 7 or 10 days if there is no rain, the field will be drought like situation. Similarly, we are also promoting one farmer, he is growing fish in his small jalkund. He has just released about 50 fingerlings and he is about to sell 8 to 10 kilo of fish. So this is new intervention always we try to promote in integrated farming system, maybe the backward poultry, maybe vegetable component or maybe livestock. So when you are applying all these systems, all these components in a very clear manner with a scientific integration with each other, with location specific component you have to choose. You have to also choose how much. Suppose you have a small model, you taken 10 cow. Then my question is that you will tell you want to income more. But what will be the problem? Where you will get the fodder? You cannot purchase from the farm market and you cannot generate fodder for your whole farm. Similarly, what we will do with the extra, if 10 cow is there will be lot of cow dung. Probably your farm does not need so much of cow dung or manure. So where you sell your extra cow dung, so always you have to think your components, livestock, and also the area of the each component crops or vegetable or horticulture crops, and also the number of the livestock, how much you want to use in your farm. So there is always science behind this. So that's why it is called integrated farming and system. System mean everyone has some defined role. You cannot use some component or some livestock which direct have no use in the system. Similarly, if you take one system out, suppose if you are not using the pond water or if you are not using the water from the silpoline, you cannot run your farming system. So all the components are very much integral to the part. So you cannot take it out or you can add some extra. Similarly, all the components are interlinked with each other. So when this system, you are growing cropping, livestock, fishery, poultry, they are integrated together, make a system so that they are working as a unit as a whole, then time it is called the integrated organic farming system. You see, we have developed one small integrated organic farming system in village. Here you can see this is the water in the silpoline. Farmers are using in the month of lean period, that is November, December, January and February, and he is growing lots of vegetable in his farm. He is growing French bean, cabbage, cauliflower, carrots, and he are also growing the banana, he is growing the Assam lemon, he can growing the pineapple. So wherever we have think from this only 0.34 hectare one model in a small farmers build we have developed, the income is 64,889. If we convert this income to per hectare basis, because when you have compared in national or international level, there is a standard unit. So if you convert this to per hectare area, a farmer is getting 1,89,400. So this is a very good income if you for a small farmers. Beside this income, a farmer is getting employment is in farm, he is getting income throughout the year, he is getting balanced food, he is getting an nutritionally quality pesticide residue food for him and for his fielder. So this is very much necessary, we should promote the farming system in a better way, and in this condition integrated farming system model always should be promoted in a cluster approach, because individual approach one farmer is doing organically and all the other farmers is doing inorganically or pesticide, then it is very tough to maintain the certification of the farm. So also government is doing to promote this type of integrated farming system under organic condition in a cluster approach, and they are promoting different type of FPOs, that is farmer producing companies. So when 10 or 15 or 20 farmers, they make a small farmers group or maybe a small farmers club. So the resources management will be easy and it will be easy for them to sell their market in a near future. A small farmer have 5 liter of water, organic water, he cannot go to the Lucknow market by 80 kilometer. But if they can produce 100 liter of milk every day or maybe 500 duck eggs or poultry eggs, they can hire a car and they sell this market into the market. So it is very easy for them whenever they are doing in a cluster approach as compared to their individual approach. We have also worked out what is the nutrient supply and demand, and we have seen, we are very much happy to tell you all that apart from the nutrient balance we have seen in the farmers feed also, not in our research farm, maximization of the nutrient requirement we can do. 90% of the nitrogen requirement, 80% of the phosphorus and 96% about the potassium requirement we can meet within our system. So we can tell this system is now sustainable. We are getting maximum input within our own farm. We have very less dependence for the external market, and this is very much necessary. And when you get this type of things, you can open a small organic outlet near about your highway, and you can sell the certification tag, and you can sell your produce a higher premium price, minimum 20, 30 or 40%, and by that condition you will get some extra yield. Thank you.